We're at the Resourcing Tomorrow conference in London here on day 3, coming towards the end of the conference. And I've been asked to make some comments about, just as I'm wandering around the booths in the conference like this, what catches my eye in terms of looking and stopping and talking to people at a company booth. With regards to the visuals of the booth that catches your eye, I guess a blank booth is generally not that exciting. And sometimes companies have hiccups in their logistics and they can't bring their maps and visuals and things. But certainly it's a positive if they've got a map to talk to of decent scale, and also if they've done some drilling, it's really good to have a section up on the wall to see a little bit about the geology. And then in terms of manning the booth, don't have to be wearing a suit and tie, but much better if you're not looking too scruffy. And certainly if you've got someone at the booth who knows what they're talking about. It doesn't have to be the MD, but someone who's knowledgeable about the company's lead projects that you can talk to and get some in-depth information about the company. That's always important. At these conferences, you get 2 types of presentations. One is to a group audience, such as the one behind me, and the other one is the one-on-one, where you may or may not book a particular meeting for half an hour or so to find out more about the company. Both are good. Generally, if you're walking past an auditorium and you see a company that is of interest, then you will stop and sit down if you have the time. But it's also good to be able to book one-on-ones with companies ahead of time that you know that you'd like to find out some more information on. Now, obviously, you can't, with hundreds of companies at these conferences, you can't meet with them all. So if you've got time to wander around and stop and have a chat to people off the cuff, that can be some of the best opportunities that are generated, and things you don't expect, and things that might come out of left field. So having someone at your booth available to have a chat to people as they wander past, it can be very valuable. In terms of the actual presentations that companies provide, I think you do want to get the key information up front. Where is the project? What is the project? What's the ownership interest in that project? And the market cap of the project. A few of the basics, just get them out up front, because if you're not talking about them up front, then you might start to wonder, why is that information being held back? Or also, just get to the nitty gritty, and you might start to lose interest if you're receiving information that, say, about a nearby project or an analogy project or something. That's all great, but I think that can come towards the end of the presentation. Similarly, sitting down on a one-on-one presentation, you want to get to the nub of the issue, and I think you want to be able to understand the investment opportunity and the investment thesis as quickly as possible. If you can do that and leave some time for discussion to talk about, upside opportunities and the risks, that might not be covered in a published presentation, that's very valuable. Okay, so obviously you can do everything right in terms of your conference participation as a company, but at the end of the day, does that translate into success? Not necessarily, but it might attract more investors and assist your share price. As a result, assist your ability to raise capital, which is really what these conferences are all about. In terms of merchandise, some companies do go to the trouble of bringing freebies and giveaways along. Generally, everyone's got enough pens and stubby holders, but if there is something unusual and useful that really catches my eye, then I've got space in my suitcase on the way home, I will go and grab it. And it can be very effective if 20% of the conference is wandering around carrying a bag with your company name on it. So sometimes it's a good thing to do. We're just gonna show 3 booths that are here at the moment. They're all different, all got different presentations. Some got giveaways and freebies, some don't. So if you're spending, well north of $10,000 or $15,000 to be participating in these conferences as a investee company, yeah, you want to give yourself the best opportunity of attracting investment eyeballs, and that's my 2 cents worth about what I like to see and how I like to see the presentations.